Didn't I say shut up? Bet that rooster will think twice before crowing tomorrow morning. Coffee's ready, guys. Let's start the show. Well, good morning, my Brew Crew. Had already our first glitch. It shut down the stream. I had to hit the button again. Would you believe this crap? Oh my goodness. I'm telling you. Good morning, Sky. Good morning, Sage. How are you this fine Sunday morning? I hope everybody's well. That scary old crone was staring at me again, really giving me an old stink eye. She was giving you the stink eye this morning, Sage. Well, you need to bitch slap that. Good morning, Mystic. How are you? I'm glad everything's working fine now. Let's keep our fingers crossed that it stays that way. Good morning, graduate. Not even 2 seconds into it, it shuts down. I'm telling you, I don't know. Keeps me wanting to say the heck with it and go back to StreamYard. I'll have to get myself a corner to afford it, but I mean, geez, I never had this many glitches with anything else. I guess it's just all part of what we do. Well, it's something we just got to deal with. So, how's everybody today? Any plans for this fine Sunday, or is everybody just going to vegetate and relax? Good morning, Pump. You're dancing this morning? Good for you. Wow. Of course, it's afternoon for Pump. It's okay, Laura. We have coffee. We can handle it now. Okay, good. So if something goes haywire again, we know what to do. It's frustrating. I mean, otherwise, I love the streaming platform. It's just that every time I turn around, there's something that gets all wonky, and I've got to deal with it. It's really a big pain in the cheeks. All right, great. Now I'm having issues with the chat again. Oh God, I'm telling you. Not everyone would drag myself. Oh, here we go. Now it's catching up. Not everybody. I would drag myself out of bed if I weren't. Oh, thanks, Sage. I really appreciate that. On a Sunday, look, I know, really. I had a rough night too. I kept getting waking up, and thinking, but I made it here, and I'm not too much of a zombie this morning, which I'm surprised. Sage, I'm here and not been to bed. Oh, it's good Lord. Yeah, you're gonna be running out of low fumes. Maybe I had the glitch in the chat because I turned the music on. Every time I try to use all the added little, bells and whistles, I end up having an issue. But it's nice to have all these little things and have them work right anyway. I've been up and showered. Ooh, Mystic, you go, girl. She's up and running. Up and running and ready to rock and roll. I just got up, let the dog out, grabbed my coffee, and come here and set everything up and ready to go. Yeah, my fur baby woke me up 5 hours ago. Mine knows better. She knows no, she's not going out at 4 o'clock in the morning. Mystic feels fresh. Woohoo! It may be early afternoon, but I've worked 2200, 600, not slept yet. Oh, jeez. It's got to be a moment when you crash, pump. But you got to do what you got to do, man, to make that paper, you know? Unfortunately, that's how the world works. We all got to make that paper. Like today's laundry day. I'm dreading it. I should have had my husband install a chute from our bathroom down to the basement, and I could have just threw it all down there. And that's the part that sucks, having to carry it all down 2 flights of stairs. Oh no, JFO, one of my cats. It was terrible. Oh no, it went in the bed. It didn't go where it was supposed to. Kitty accident. Yeah, good morning again, Sky. How are you? I'm sure she's a ball of energy. She's always a ball of energy. I'd love to have the energy she has. I have it mentally. Physically, it's like, no, I don't think so. I try. And then there's good days, though. I have to say, I do have good days where I can, just let it rip and do everything I want to do and get it done and feel great. And then the next day, I'm shot. But, I enjoy that one day, that one day a month. Good morning, Sherry. How are you? Yes, I hope it's a fluke and it's not a harbinger of things to come. See, that's what I always thinking. Oh, I feel fantastic. And see, that's my mistake right there. I feel great. I'm going to do it up. And I do. I overdo it, take advantage of feeling wonderful. And then, yeah, I pay for 2 days afterwards. And you'd think I'd learn. No, just, and then I lay there bitching. Why do I do this every time? I do it every freaking time. My brain is 21, my body's 77, and I think it averages out to my middle age. Yeah. I know. And the thing is, we shouldn't feel this way, but life beats the crap out of us. It really does. And I did beat myself up when I was younger. I did a lot of like heavy, hardcore work, because I could do it. And paying for it now, big time. I'm hoping the cat pooping in the bed doesn't happen. That's odd. I wonder. Because cats don't normally just do that. There's a reason. So hopefully nothing's wrong. Or did you do something to piss them off, Mystic? Because some cats will be vengeful. Oh God, I don't know if you guys noticed that Alicio maybe one of the wrestlers. So freaking cool. And apparently the first match of my wrestler, and also Susan, we're supposed to be a tag team match. Apparently our first match is today. So that is going to be something funny to watch. I don't know if you guys will get a chance to check it out, but yeah, I'm going to be there just to see if I get my ass handed to me on a platter or not. Oh, he's getting old. Oh, so he just probably just couldn't make it. Oh, poor fella. I did a lot of heavy work younger. I think it was part of why I'm in the shape I'm in. Yeah, me too, Sage. Me too. Because my father didn't have any boys. It was me and my sister. So guess who got stuck with it? My father did a lot of construction and home repair, did all his mechanics on his vehicles. So when he needed a helper, it was us. So, carrying cinder blocks and lumber and stuff like that, that was normal for us. And because my sister's a workhorse too, and we're both very strong, but we both ended up with fibromyalgia. But we still push. My sister pushes a lot harder than I do. But she's still got kids at home. So she's, she just can't sit down and wait. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. I know it's going to be so funny. When I seen the characters that he made, I'm thinking, oh my God, look at that. And then he put on my icon there with the lips and the fangs on the pants. I'm thinking, woof. Isn't that something? So yeah, it's going to be fun. Did you see Pinky's NPQ song? I saw, didn't she do like 2 songs? I saw one of them. I don't remember which one it was though. But she did a great job. Yes, she is. She's great. She did send me some dragons last time for the magazine. I should touch base with her and have her send me something else for November's edition. She's very talented. My son does traditionally boy things with Olivia, my granddaughter. Yeah, it keeps us tough. I don't regret doing anything like that. Good morning, Miss Steph. Good morning. I can jump in chat. I'm finishing up something. Okay. Jump in for the ride whenever you're ready, Miss Steph. But and I don't regret doing any of that stuff. I mean, there was sometimes it was like, Dad, Jesus, I don't want to do this stuff, but it just, he prepared us. It was his way of preparing us to be able to take care of ourselves and not depend on anybody else. So that was a good thing. Yeah, Pinky is super talented. She does a great job. She done another one for Seg. Yeah, I'm thinking I must have seen the one you're talking about. That was good. But I'll have to hit her up for some more artwork. She just harvested her first doe with a crossbow. Oh, go! Wow, that must have been exciting for her. Her first deer. Good for her. And hopefully they enjoy it. Wow, we haven't had venison in like forever here. Of course, my husband just found out one of our local grocery stores. They actually sell it, venison. But he said all he saw was ground venison. And it's okay, but I'd rather have like the tenderloin section. She's 11. Oh boy, that must have been so exciting. So exciting. And scary because it's both. They're especially the first time. You just all those emotions and then, then you actually do it. So cool. Lots of meat. Yeah, it's great. They're set. I have friends that they during hunting season you don't see them. They're gone because they have pretty good sized property. They live on a seasonal road, so they're the only ones on the road, and they own the whole road and the woods back for miles actually, and they hunt on their own property and because they eat that stuff. Actually, they just bagged a bear because they had to go get a nuisance animal tag. They have 3 bears that are harassing their property. So they got one of them. So the freezers are going to be full. Bear, venison. The other ones are pretty big bears. Hopefully the bears will go away because they really don't want to have to put them down. But problem is they have pets, and the backside part of their house is a lot of glass. They built it that way so they could see the view. And the thing is, you've got a huge, black bear hanging out in your property, and you got to worry about them breaking into the house. So bear is okay if you cook it properly. I had it once, and I'm telling you, I was floored. I couldn't even tell that it was a game meat. Um, the woman that did it, because I was given the bear meat and I had never made it. So where I was working at the time, my manager's wife, they eat a lot of game meat. So she made stew with it, and they brought me in a big bowl of it. I go, oh my God, this is fantastic. It was fantastic. So exactly right. If you know what you're doing, you would never know that it was bear meat. It was awesome. We had 75 acres with half timber. We used to hunt on our own property. Yeah, it's always the best. They have it set up. They have cornfields and stuff, and a soybean field set up for the animals to eat. And then hunting season comes, and then they have tree stands and all that stuff set up all over. Is it Thanksgiving in Canada? Really? If it's black bear, it's good. Yeah, that's what they've got. It was 3 big black bears, and they're like, oh crap. And normally they just let them be unless there's a nuisance. And see here, I don't know if anyone else has that tag where you can get a nuisance bear tag, and they let you take them out. And like I said, they have dogs, and they got to worry about that. And so, but they got one, and none of it'll go to waste because they'll eat it. They'll and they'll also share it with family members. Uh, Black bears are herbivore. Yeah, they are, but they also, if they know you got something in the house, they'll break into the house. Hey, Ace, how's it going? Curiosity. And like I said, it's big, huge glass doors on the back of their house. So, and she also has a full size garden in the yard, which attracts them, unfortunately. And they do put up things to try to deter them, but it doesn't always work. So they've got to worry about it. And not saying, well, I'm saying they got to worry about their pets. I'm not saying that they're trying to eat the dogs or whatever, but the dogs will go after them because they're hunting dogs, and they just don't want the dogs to be injured. I mean, because if a bear gets cornered, it's going to attack. So they're just doing what they have to do to protect their property. Hopefully, the other 2 will go on their way. And it's further up on the mountain area, so it's getting colder up there. Even though it's not time for the hibernating yet, maybe they'll stay away. Who knows? And how is Ace this morning? Don't know if Ace was in here the last time, knowing that we are now officially called the Brew Crew. So you could add that to your, uh, let's see. Good luck, Sky. Don't come back until the paperwork is done. Oh, goodness. Tired and sleepy and cranky. She's tired. I can't imagine Sky cranky. I really can't. Animals that size can do serious damage. Oh, yeah, they can. Yes, they can. That's why they always tell everybody up here, don't feed them. Everybody has their garbage cans in steel containers with locks on them. And the garbage men have keys for the locks because otherwise they get right into it. And if they smell something that's in your house, they will break in and destroy everything to get at it. I've had people that have camps that have had that happen, where they've left, like chocolates and or fruit and stuff out on the porches, and the bear will break in to get them. Good morning, dear Carla. How are you? Carla had snow, guys. That nasty white stuff. A graduate, my dog, my uncle's dogs, Timex and Rolex, they were watchdogs. My friend's dogs are. If I'm going to say this right, probably not going to. They're not common hound dogs that we get around here. She had to go to another state to get these dogs, and they're great animals. They really are. Plot hounds. I think that's the correct name. Such great dogs. They really are. And she has an invisible fence set up on her property, so they know not to cross the line. But if the bear crosses, then it's, they'll go after it. So, and they don't want that to happen. Oh, Carla swearing in chat. She said the S word. Get out. Hard. Is it going hard, Carla? A lot. Tell it stop. Not yet. Not yet. It's too early for that stuff. My folks had some in the morning, but it melted off. No, I know it's coming too. It's bad. It's just awful. Pom-boo. They said it was going to be coming early, and apparently Carla's got it. Had to reschedule 2 of my photo shoots today. You're going to have to probably let people know, Carla, that it's here. Either they're going to have to deal with it or it's going to have to be an indoor shoot. It's just, I don't see it getting any better. We haven't gotten any here so far. So far. Quick, knock on wood somewhere. It's cold here in Allentown. Yeah. I don't even know. It was cold here last night. Let's see, during the day it's been still getting up to almost 70. So we're lucky in that aspect. But at night it's letting you know that, yeah, right now it is, I'm surprised. It's 54 right now. But it's getting down into the, low 40s, 30s. Oh, the other night it was 29. Oh, God. Yeah, it's okay to be rescheduled. Yeah, they're just going to have to face facts that it's here and it's not going to get any better. So tell them to suck it up. Put a sweater on. It's sticking. Oh no, it's sticking. That's it, Carla. It's sticking. What's the temperature going to be today? Do you think there's any chance of it melting? Graduate's getting his man cave ready for hibernation. That's it. Yeah. Getting it ready. Once we start getting it, that'll be it. I'll be in the house. Don't care. And I always tell everybody, see you in the spring. Actually, it's got to hold off because my uncle is coming from Arizona and they hate the snow, him and his wife. And they wanted to get here before the snow showed up because it's a surprise party for my dad, who's going to be turning 81 this year. So it's a big surprise. They're coming. So we're having a party and stuff. He doesn't know anything about it. So The snow's got to hold off. I hope it doesn't stick for long. Yeah, I don't know if it warms up. Good morning, Susan. How is Miss Susan this morning? Carla's got that nasty white stuff, Susan. Don't get too close. It's contagious. I keep seeing it in the forecast. I'm like, no, not yet. No, but we're not getting it. It's the mountainside's getting it. But I still want to make it up there because there's still got a lot of color up there. But we've been busy this weekend, so I couldn't make it. My husband had to work yesterday. So that put a damper on it. So I spent the day cleaning and cooking. That was my day yesterday. Ooh. And doing research on the computer. Yeah, good. Susan don't have any yet either. Bring it with you to. Oh yeah, don't bring it with you. That's what I'm wondering. Oh God, when you guys go, hopefully it holds off. At least Susan will be able to wrap herself up in her wings. Poor Carla. She'll be cold. But it's getting closer. I don't know. It's creeping up us. I'm excited. It's gonna be a good time. I was just talking about that with my husband last night. I said, God, I wish I could go, but there's just no way I could surprise you guys and show up. I'm in the valley getting my house winterized, going to stop by my brother's briefly, and then head back over the mountain. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, get it winterized. We had ours insulated last year before winter, and it helped a lot because my house is over 100 years old. So, they didn't insulate houses back then. So we had it done, and it did help. It would help if we got new windows too, but I haven't gotten that far. Because I don't want the small dinky windows like they give you nowadays. Our windows are pretty good size. I'll probably just go around and caulk all around the windows just to help out, but they should be replaced. They're old. Maybe when my kids are older, I'll move to Salem. Oh, that would be fun, huh? You could open up your shop right there. Wow, you'd clean up. Someone said in one ear out the other. So yeah, that's gonna just be so fun. And I've already seen some live shots from Salem. It's packed. It is packed. So hopefully nobody, Susan doesn't put somebody's eye out when she opens up her wings. I just think it's going to be funny. Carla, you're going to have to put a rope around Susan just in case, she opens the wings and a gust of wind comes. And then we'll have a Lady Victoria kite. Our house growing up was that way. Our bedrooms were upstairs where the heat didn't reach. Used hot bricks on the wood stove to keep our feet warm. Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, see, I'm on the second floor, so of course, heat rises, but sometimes it just didn't rise enough because it was getting cold in here. So I'm like, we've got to do something. So, yeah, when we had it done, it was a lot better. Oh, Ace got his coffee right, and he's loaded for bear too. Look at that. 5 cups at once. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Carla. Is it a stress headache? I know a lot of people around here are catching some kind of a virus. And you kind of feel like it's bronchitis, but it's not. It's just a viral thing, and it's awful. I don't want it. Stay away from me. I don't want it. Get yourself some Advil or Tylenol, Carla. Relax. Do a little meditation. Barometrics. Actually, last night I had something was dislocated in my back because my arm and everything started killing me just out of nowhere. And the only thing I did was went to go feed the cat. And that's there. I'm thinking, what the hell's going on here? I had to have my husband push on it, and it seemed to work because it's good this morning, but it took forever. I'm just a two-fisted drinker. Yeah. Just get yourself a big thermos full of it with a straw. I'm trying. I woke up with it. That's like the worst, waking up with one. Usually when I do that, it's because the pillow is messed up. And you sleep with your head all like crooked to one side, all messed. And yeah, a headache. It sucks. Yeah, it seems to be better. I know it was just the weirdest thing, and I knew something was out of alignment. So I was like, my husband, here, you just push on this really hard and try to pop whatever it is back into place so it would stop hurting. What's a two-fisted drinker? Really, Pop? Are you kidding me? Somebody that drinks with both hands. Don't want to get too much blood in my coffee stream. Sky doesn't. Oh, Sky, is she upset? Did I miss something? I'm allergic to ibuprofen. I'm gonna try some leaf though. Oh, really? See, I'm the opposite. I can't touch leaf. I'm allergic to that. Isn't that funky? I hear it leaves good. I can't take it. It makes me sick. I'm sick for like almost an hour after I take it. I don't care. Carla, if you take it, make sure there's something in your tummy. You're not supposed to take that on an empty stomach? Yeah, I remember when they first come out with it. I'm thinking, oh, okay. I tried it. It affected my husband the same way. We were sick for almost an hour afterwards. It took that long for it to wear off. Yeah, we could see you, Sherry. Are you having technical difficulties? Everybody can see Sherry, right? Yeah. Pop says yes. Carla says yes. We can see you. A1 Solutions tried again to befriend, follow me yesterday. I keep deleting his requests, but he ain't quitting. I better tell Stony. He'll pass it on to J Cards if needed be. He's trying. Uh-oh. Thanks for the heads up, Sky. Yeah, he messaged me once when they were going through all that crap, and I totally blew him off. But I did send the email to J Cards so that he could turn it in to the police if it need be. Yeah, just report it to Andrew. Yeah. Let them take care of it, and you just keep deleting them. Don't even acknowledge anything that he sends you. Just delete it. First, screenshot it, send it to Andrew, and then delete it. Like Carla said, yeah, they could add it to the case. That'll just be part of the harassment deal. So yeah, anybody that actually goes into any of their chats, he reaches out to. It's crazy. Excuse me, guys. Yeah, Pop, I don't either. I don't understand why they haven't picked him up yet. Of course, he's calmed down as far as I know. I haven't asked. I was asking Sky for if I've been saying hello to her, and I don't know if I did something wrong. Excuse me. Well, hey, Sky, Sherry says hello. Maybe she didn't see it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't accept anybody I don't know either. Or if I have questions, like if I see some of my friends on their friends list, then I'll question my friends. Who is this person? What do you think? And if they say that it's a good deal, then I'll accept it. But otherwise, I delete it. Yeah, no, good for you, Sky. Yeah, just send it along and then get rid of it. I think it's being online harassment. It's a difficult. Oh, it's different level either way. The justice system, uh, own experiences and opinion is awful. Yeah, Carla, it does to an extent. It does suck. Unfortunately, they wait until something tragic happens before they, most of the time, before they will do anything. Oh, see, Sherry, she saw you. She said she's sorry. She was on a one track there for a minute, Sherry. So see, we knew that you didn't do anything wrong. We didn't. The other guy got 20 years. Yeah, yeah. See, there's Steph. Steph is back. Welcome back. Yeah, I just because I'll ask once in a while, Jordan or Andrew, and say, "Gee, how's it going, guys? Has it let up, or is he backed off?" That guy's got some bolts loose. I mean, he's one scary guy, and just that's what I'm saying. You never know who you're talking to, and you just say the one thing out of the way, and wow, they're insane. Same thing like with that Biff guy when we had to deal with him and Jeff, and that's how I ended up having all of those trolls that time. They all came from that Biff guy. So that's why I always joke around that I hold a record of like over 60 trolls in one show. That was just crazy insane. So, and I blocked him on everything I could. This is a joke. Breaking news: meth heads are protesting. So all I want for Christmas is it's my two front teeth. That is funny. That's the thing I don't understand. Like, okay, here we are. We're all fine. We don't do narcotics. You see pictures of these people, what they look like before they started using that stuff, and then after the fact of even just a short term use. Why would you even think about touching that garbage? And we all know around here, what a meth head looks like and what they want their money because they're always on the corner with a cardboard sign. Oh, I need food. I'm thinking, yeah, sure you do. You don't look like that because you're hungry. And it's sad. It really is. I mean, I know everybody's got their reasons why they do what they do, but that stuff is so awful. I saw a video. This poor girl was in a subway. I'm sure you guys have probably seen it. And obviously, she was on meth and she was stabbing herself in the crotch. And there was this guy trying to stop her, and she wouldn't. It was just insanity. And they had to go and get the authorities because they didn't know what to do to make her stop doing it. It's so scary. There's that Carla saying that bad word again, that S word. Biff, Ouija brother from the Ouija brothers. No. He's a so-called minister and demonologist, Sherry, and Jeff had a show about him, putting him out there on what a fraud he was, and anybody that made comments in the chat, this guy, and he has like several accounts. So it took a while for everybody to get rid of him. And so, yeah, as if you ever hear, the saying when you hear on some of the chats where we've been biffed, that's who it is. The so-called demonologist, minister, weirdo. Laura, tell Mariah to shove the singer. Yeah, I know. They haven't started that yet, have they? Christmas music? Oh, God, no. Please say no. I ordered some Chinese food as a treat. Oh, well, I'm in the valley and I was hit up for money by meth. Yeah. Well, we have them here on the corners here. It never used to be that way, but every time you turn around, there they are. Rain, snow, whatever, don't make a difference. They stay in there for hours. And I said one time, well, you could stay in here this long to collect money off of strangers. Go get a job, man. Work for your money, do what you want with it afterwards, but at least work for it, Yeah. Oh, you guys missed out on the Biff trilogy, huh? Yeah. Biff, a crazy thing. Nut job extreme. I don't give them money. Yeah, we don't give them money either. I mean, there are a couple of people that we know that are actually homeless, not because of their own doing. There's one lady, I feel terrible for her. My husband knows her from the county when he worked there. She's got to be early 60s, mid 60s. She's got some mental health issues. And so we give her money. Yeah, you've been biffed, I know. Yeah, just stay away from the Biff guy. Scary as hell. He's nuts. I'll say it. He's nuts. They can't fit the doors of the business. They hit you up. Yeah, we're right on the main roadways here. They're on the corner. Then there's one guy who claims he's a veteran. He sits in a wheelchair. He's always got a cast on his foot. But then later that day, you see him out of the wheelchair, no cast, walking around the gas station, trying to hit people up for more money. I was like, oh, what a fraud, Some are really young. Yeah. I actually saw there was a guy had his whole family sitting on the lawn, baby in a stroller, the mother sitting next to it on a blanket. I think, are you kidding me? And they were like a big deal here a while back, and a local radio host had him on the show. And he asked the guy, he goes, well, what's going on? Because he was going to try to help. Well, my wife prefers not to work. They prefer not to work. And that's what he said. Well, the majority of us prefer not to work. So you're going to, sit on the corner with your child begging for money. Come on. Good morning, Roger. How is Roger this fine day? And see, the problem is we don't have any place to put. Most of them have mental health issues. And once they shut down the mental hospital here, they were all turned out into the street. So what are we supposed to do for these people? You've got some shelters in the state, but once those fill up, the rest of them are, SOL, Updated to good decision. This will remain to seen. Oh, yeah, I know. That's the scary part. Is the update great, or yeah, or you just made it worse? I know a lot of people get updates and I'll have it to Joe Vitale. Updated something, screwed up this whole system. He had to redo everything. I saw a young woman panhandling with a baby in a stroller. She had a cardboard sign propped on the stroller, scrolling on her phone while the kid was playing on an iPad. Really? Yep. And I guarantee you, if you watched her at the end of the day, she probably walked back to her fancy car parked over in like the McDonald's parking lot. And she'll get in there and drive away. You're right, Susan. Yeah, they do. It is. It's by choice that they're on the street because they don't want to follow the rules or stay clean. Also, a lot of times their stuff gets stolen. I get it. But, God forbid I was ever in a situation where I was homeless. I'd rather be in a shelter where it's warm, because it's getting cold here. And we've got some areas, they're wooded areas that are way back where it's not, people don't go very often, and they make their own little village or whatever you want to call it, the tents and stuff. But when it gets below zero, I mean, if it's not a cold weather tent, it's terrible. Yeah, that's when child services need to be called on people like that. Yeah, they purposely do that. They don't need to do that. They just, well, it's a way to get some money. And then you see them. They'll walk back to a car that's better than your vehicle, Mercedes or whatever. An Audi. And here they are. They're panhandling. I always look. The trick is look at their shoes. The majority of them have better sneakers than we do. $300-$400 sneakers. They're making some damn good money standing on that corner. I could never do it. Biff and Grit Social Services can't help you empty your pockets, take unneeded cash of your hands, borrows your gunpoint, follow you home. Services are free and tariffs. Oh, jeez. She was dressed nicer than I was, and she could afford a cell phone, stroller, iPad. She's doing better. Yeah, exactly. See, but they don't think that way. Good morning, Jaya. How are you? How are you? Welcome in. Yeah, our shelters fill up quick, but not for another. We have a lot of buildings that are shut down that are owned by the city. Open them up, especially in the wintertime. Give these people a place to stay. A lot of them stay under bridges and parks. Some stay in cemeteries, believe it or not. but it's awful. There was a guy that used to stand by the stoplight, and he said he needed money for food constantly. So one day I went to Dunkin' Donuts, got a sandwich and a coffee, and handed it to him, and he refused it. Yeah, because they don't want that. They want the money for their addiction. Because I've done that too, Steph. I met a guy when I used to work downtown. I was a teenager, and I was working in a hotel downtown. And a guy come up to me, asked me for some spare change. I says, well, I says, you know what? McDonald's is right there. I said, I'll take you to McDonald's and buy you something to eat. Well, no. I says, well, I'm not going to support your drinking habit. He wanted booze. I said, I'm sorry. If you're hungry, I'll feed you. But you find some other way to support your alcoholic habit. Commit crimes this day this year. They're up to prison, bed, roof, 3 cooked meals a day. We have a lot of elderly people. Pump. They get in trouble on purpose so that they have a place to stay. Isn't that sad? Because they come around and they said they can't survive on their Social Security. So at least in jail, yeah, you get 3 meals and a warm place to sleep. And that's really sick. This day and age, that with the money that is on this planet, and we've got all these people that are homeless and hungry. There's no need for it whatsoever. It's just awful. It really is. Just awful. Just awful. Hey guys, just hold on a quick second. My son just stopped by and there's something I got to give him. I'll be right back. I apologize. I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay, guys, I'm sorry about that. I knew he was going to show up while I was on live. So, what did I miss? Who left me? Who left me? Is Carla leaving? Hi, Leanne. Welcome, welcome. Sorry, guys. Yeah, my son stopped by. I had to give him something and tell him something. So I hurried up, spewed it all out, and said, I got to go. I got to go. My peoples are waiting for me. So let me scroll back to see what I missed. Like I said, Leanne, welcome, welcome. Sorry about me leaving you guys to your own. Carla's got some editing to do. So yeah, the editing thing. Don't like it. Don't like it. Enjoy, Carla. Thanks, Sage. Yeah. You know, when he popped his head, I said, I knew it. I knew he was going to show up today. Well, because I made sausage and peppers yesterday. And I told him, come pick it up. And he goes, well, I ain't going to be able to pick it up till tomorrow. I says, watch, I'm going to be on the show and he's going to show up. And I was right. Mom knows. Carla's leaving. Adios, senorita. See you later, Carla. I do remember some of my Spanish. Ace should be proud of me. I do remember some of it. Not a lot, but some of it. Actually, I have a girlfriend who's Dominican, and she gets on me all the time. You need to brush up on your Spanish. I said, I know. I don't use it all the time. So I got to get caught up in what you guys are chatting about. Yeah, Carla, are you learning Spanish? Espanol? Pasta la vista. Mystic. Pasta la vista. Hasta la vista. Yeah, there you go. Hasta la vista. Toad in a hole is a giant Yorkshire pudding with sausage in the middle of it served with gravy. I seen that once, Roger. It actually looked pretty good. Yeah, Greenwich. Yep. Yeah, Carla's learning Spanish. It's I had people also. I was teaching myself. I took 3 years of Spanish in high school. Me too, Carla. I did too. That's. But I do remember. I do remember a lot of it, but not enough to actually translate a full conversation. That's why I have my girlfriend with me. If I'm going somewhere and I know people are going to speak Spanish, so if they're going to be talking shit, she translates. She's like my secret weapon. We laugh. Lori, over 500 subs. Keep up with the chat. It's no longer a thing. Yeah, I know. I thank God I'm over the 500. Yes, Pop. My goal is 1,000 by Christmas. I would love to be able to hit 1,000 by Christmas, but if it doesn't happen, that's still okay. But that would be wonderful. I know, Ace, isn't that terrible? I use her as my secret weapon. I go, come on, Jaggy. That's her name, Jaggy. We're gonna go here. Or like my neighbors, when they argue or something, or they have something going on, it's my neighbors are Puerto Rican, and they'll be in the yard and they're speaking. And we'll be sitting out there and she'll translate the whole conversation. It's terrible. And then we laugh. Good morning. Good morning, Cynthia. How are you? I'm finishing the eyeball replacement and retaching the limbs of the resto dolls for mom. Oh, that's right. I forget your mom restores dolls. Fingers crossed I get home in time to catch the kickoff for the Steelers today. Ah, the football. Yes. I'm from New York City. I learned Spanish. Yeah. Yes, big population of Spanish speaking people in New York City. Actually, my friend Jackie, I believe she lived in New York City for a while. But she was actually, yeah, she was born in the Dominican Republic. Um, and of course, they fled because women weren't treated very well there. And she's blind. So they moved here and to New York City. And then she moved to where we are on the outskirts of the city. Um, so yeah, she's her secret weapon. I have a good time with her. I always tell her I'm going to teach her how to drive. And she's like, how am I going to do that? And I said, well, we'll just bring you to a giant parking lot. You ain't going to hit anything. We'll just tell her to go right, left, straight, whatever. I said they could freak everybody out and put your blind cane out the window. I learned Spanish in New York, not in Puerto Rico. I know, see, and that's what I was just discussing that. It's a shame that a lot of parents. Is there a reason why your parents didn't teach you ACE? Did they just choose not to speak it in the home? I think a lot of families are losing uh, their history when they're not teaching their children their ethnic language. There was reasons, yeah, why my grandparents didn't teach uh, my parent. Well, my father is fluent in Polish, but my mother only certain words in Lebanese. They lived here. They figured you speak English, but I'm glad that they still spoke fluent Polish. When everybody got together. And I was teaching myself as a surprise for my grandmother, but then when she passed, I kind of lost the drive because I was teaching myself how to speak it, read it, and write it. I was doing pretty good too. I think most blind drivers live in Massachusetts. Well, I always have fun with when we go out with her because people. Come on, it's just people. It's just common sense is just shot, or people are actually that stupid. When you see two women walking arm in arm or hand in hand, and one of them's got a cane, what do you think's going on? No, they automatically think that you're lesbian. So I play off of that. I really do. I'll say, come on, baby. I learned Spanish from my ex. I know all her spelling mistakes, and she's Spanish. Oh, it's funny. Well, the curse words are the easiest ones to learn. That's the funny part. I wish I was as good as that one guy you see online. Oh, I forget his name, but he is. He's got to have a photographic memory because the kid is. He's not really well. He's a young man. He speaks Chinese, Korean, all multiple languages. And it's freaking amazing. And he picks it up. He learns within a few weeks to where he's fluent. It just blows my mind. I wish I had that ability. I speak three languages: English, American, and Australian. My mom said Spanish in the house, outside English. Ah, okay. That's good. That's good. It's just, and And I see a lot more families are doing that now. Before, when I was growing up, everybody spoke English. So it was, you're in America, you speak English. And then you just lose your own language, which is sad. I think everybody should know their language. And I wish I thought that way when I was younger. I didn't think about that, because then I would have, my son would have learned something. I lost my Scottish accent living in England until I go back home to Scotland. Yeah, that's the fun part, where you go home and you automatically pick it right back up again. Actually, I have a friend who has this habit. When she goes to other places, she picks up the accent automatically. She can't help herself. It just happens. I could talk sailor, but people frown when I do. You just said sailor. I'm thinking pirate. Arr. That's funny. But the Scottish accent is lovely. It really is. I accidentally slapped a drunk friend across the face when she tried to kiss me. She's lucky I didn't stomp her into the beef. Girls ain't supposed to do that, said my outrage. I didn't know. Yeah, no, like I said, she was, because we brought her, my friend, to a restaurant for the buffet. And of course, I just grab her hand and I go, let's go, get her inside. And we were getting looks. And then when we went up to the buffet, I had her hold the plate and I was explaining to her what everything was, if she wanted it or not. And they were just kept staring at us. I'm thinking, what are they staring at? And I know what they were thinking. And I'm thinking, you got to be kidding me. It's obvious the woman can't see. So why else would I be explaining to her what the food was? Use your smarts, people. Damn. And then when we left, there was two guys watching us. So I had to play it up. I put, arm in arm. I'm like, come on, honey, we go back to the truck. So here they're thinking they're watching two lesbians. I'm just, come on. Why would anyone say two women arm in arm? One with a cane are lesbians. Maybe if one was carrying a dildo, perhaps, but a cane. I know, Pomp, but that's the looks we were getting. And they're whispering and laughing. I'm thinking, oh, you got it. Grow up. I pick up accents and dialects English without trying. I'm fluent in truck driver. I can be too, Steph. There's those occasions. My American ex-lady friend said, we English invented the language and the Americans perfected it. Okay. Some have slaughtered it, more like it. I'm from the Bronx, New York City. I learned Spanish. Good. Oh yeah. I'm sure you did. Anymore, it's dangerous to joke about it. You get beat up. I just, yeah, it's. I just think it's so dumb. Everybody just assumes something. We just like women. Once you get a whiff, you instantly know if it's good or not. Oh God. Well, at least you had people just staring at you. You didn't have someone actually come up and ask you. Oh, I would have played that so bad. I really would have, Steph. And Jackie would have went along with it. So I don't care. See, this is the sad part. Her family won't take her anywhere because she's blind. And I'm thinking, well, what do you mean? They don't want to be bothered helping her, leading her along. They don't like the way she eats. They say it's embarrassing, which it's not. She eats like everybody else. They don't want to be bothered. So my husband and I just say, come on, we're coming to get you. I don't care. I'll take her anywhere. I don't care. Don't bother me none. And I don't treat her like she's blind. I make her do things. Okay, Mystic, you have a great Sunday, sweetie. Thanks for hanging out with us. We took her camping one year. I made her play the games that we were playing, like that ladder ball. We had that. And I go, how are you going to make her play that? I lined her up with where the ladder thing was across the yard. I gave her the ball. I said, okay, now swing your arm and let it go. And not for nothing, she did pretty damn good. So yeah, I don't treat her any different than I treat anybody else. Guys come up to us if we were a couple, and he said, you guys are lesbians, and we laughed and said no. He said, if I pay you, would you? Oh God, jeez. Yeah, that's right, Cynthia. Don't assume anything. Have a great day, Mystic. We'll miss you. But that's what people do. They assume shit. I don't follow second wave. I bite. Pump, I turned red when Laura read that. Oh, God. I'm sorry. I read stuff out loud. Leanne, swear to God, can't make this shit up. Bikers gotta love them. Oh, they come out with some of this stuff. Bikers don't care. They live life on their own terms. So yeah, they come out with some good stuff. But see, when people behave like an ass, that's when I take advantage of it and I go with it. I don't care. My husband just looks at me and shakes my head. And I'm doing this kind of stuff in public all the time. I got a story for you guys you get a laugh out of. My sister was dating this guy who was working in an adult bookstore. And I'm thinking, oh, the opportunity is here. And I'm sure most of you have been or seen what's in an adult bookstore. Some really freaky crap. Well, my sister had to bring home lunch one time. And I said, oh, I'm going with you. I got to go with you. So as we're walking in, and of course there were people in there and he was behind the counter. I said, now just go with it. So I walk up to the counter. I go, hey, how much for that big black one up there? And does it come with a free bucket of grease? This guy's face turned beet red. My sister was dying. I said, here, my girlfriend here likes them big. He wanted to crawl under a rock. And everybody in the store is just looking. I was loving it. It was so funny. Sage, I told him, give me your credit card and bank account number and we'll see. There you go, Steph. Cha-ching. Oh, we have a couple around here. It's called Bookends. Yeah. I call it the hog shop. I mean, they had to blow up sheep in there for crying out loud. I said, are you kidding me? But yeah, that poor guy was so embarrassed. And my sister and I were just laughing. I said I couldn't help it. It was the only time I was ever in there, so I had to take advantage of it. Go feed yourself, Sky. She's hungry. Yeah, I said it loud and proud, and he was just, oh my God, that was so funny. I mean, he didn't get mad or anything, so it was, he had a great sense of humor about it. But I mean, when somebody walks in there and asks you about that, and everybody in the store hears it, that was just an opportunity I could not pass up. My cousin dragged me into an adult shop to get my other cousin a gag gift. I love you. Oh, God. They do have some great gag gifts in there, though. Yes, Sage, a blow up sheep. They had it hanging from the ceiling with other blow up stuff. I couldn't even get the word out. It was definitely an eye opener on adult shops. Yeah, some stuff is. People are sick. That's all I got to say. I held up a toy at the store and yelled to the man down the aisle, "Hey, do you think they make one of these with a strap on?" Stuff. I love it. What was the response that you got? They pay their people well, but the stuff you've got to turn an eye to, because there's some really freaky people out there. Exactly. Yeah, Pomp. They're bad boys. Yep. And the people there was mostly old guys that were in there. And I did say, as we're leaving, I said, I made a comment as we're leaving. I said, "Oh, bunch of nasty old people." We left. And of course, this place has rooms in the back so you could watch videos. And unfortunately, the person that works there's got to clean up the mess. So yeah, he didn't stay there very long. I'm thinking that's just disgusting. Yeah. Gotta get out of here, kid. Get your own pool noodle. Yeah. But if you've got a fetish, they find a way to take care of it. Some people are really warped. So you can't not make fun of it. You just can't not do it. It's just, I'm sorry. The opportunity's there. But that's hilarious stuff. Did the guy respond or did he just blow you off? The clerk laughed and my man plays along with me. So he said, if you look hard enough, I'm sure you can find one. If not, I'm now if you can make one. I giggled and said, game on. There you go. Oh, I'm sure they get a bunch of smart asses like us in there all the time. When I laugh this hard, I get jelly ball. Handy, not handy. Yep. Autocorrect, right? So yeah, that's freaking hilarious. And it also kills me is like they have a big fence that's around the parking lot. So you can't see whose cars are in there. I mean, give me a break. You know why somebody's turning in there? You know why somebody's leaving? Because you know what the building is. No big secret. Everybody knows what it is. When I went in there were dilly doe as long and as big as my arm. And I asked the clerk, how in the hell would you even... And so I would say, why would anybody want to use that? That's just like, no, thank you. Then you're thinking, well, damn, does that person's head drop straight through? If it wasn't attached, it would drop straight through right to the to the ground. Just yeah, why? That's just yes, that's just not right. We have an upscale one too. They have amazing lingerie and clothing, even stiletto heels and amazing boots. So yeah, see that's we don't. I don't think we have anything like that here. This one had just all of the all of the crap. Or wait, I think no, there might be one on the Highway 49, I think that they have, or they did have one that was similar to that, where they had lingerie and stuff like that. I was never in there, but I think they did. Hide your toys. Friends will ask questions. Use it as art. Display it. Then we have a smoke shop. You can buy bongs, shit, even ninja stars. Yeah. We had a store that actually used to you'd be able to buy all like your ninja stars and all of that, but now that all stuff's illegal in New York, very hard to get your hands on. Because my son was a collector of knives, and I used to. But that's where my swords came from. He left him here, so I put the swords up on the wall. But he doesn't collect as much as he used to because pretty much everything is illegal in New York. If you find a cool knife or something like that, it's like, oh, I'd love to have that, but they won't deliver to New York. Turns out, as I was informed, it was something called an X. Yeah, you've never heard of that swing there, Cynthia? Oh yeah, Salem, and Adam and Eve right next door to the Harley shop. I thought that was so funny. Didn't they have that kind of stuff? I remember the name of those shops, Adam and Eve's. It says serves pimps, hoes, and adventurous moms. Oh my god, pimps, hoes, and adventurous moms. Don't depend on the wash machine anymore. Come on in, and we'll take care of mom's needs. That's just awful. So the size and the buckles give you a clue. Yeah, that's it would now, but hell, I was 19 and I had experience yet. Oh, okay, yep. Oh, I forget. 19. Who would know? You wouldn't know that stuff. Well, nowadays they know it at 13 now, but geez. If I saw that, yeah, when I was 19, it would have been like, what the hell's that thing? The hell is that? Why is that hanging from the ceiling? What does nail polish and panties have in common? They both come off with alcohol. Interesting. Wait, when I was 19, they have sex swings. They've been out for a long time. I don't know how long, but they've been out for a long time. We'll do her while she does laundry. Yeah. What was it? It was like the saying back, God, a long time ago. That women would sit on the washer during the spin cycle. So they say. I mean, you already invested in a washer. Just stick with it, if that's your groove. And 1901 had that kind of money. Yeah, because they are really expensive, aren't they? It's got to be like heavy duty stuff. I was waiting for it, Steph. I was waiting for it. What are panties? I knew she was going to say it. I knew it. She couldn't help herself. Oh my god. Actually, I was going to come out and say, well, what if they don't wear panties? Because a lot of them don't. Ex-commando. Yes, this was too quick for me. Yep. I knew it was coming. I was just waiting for it to come flying by the screen there. Cheapest meat is deer balls. Under a buck. I see myself out. You're supposed to say thank you, thank you. I'm here all week. I did it at the doctor's office the other day there when I had to go. He had an intern with him, and they walked in. I go, I didn't know we sold tickets. Where's my half of the profits? Well, of course, the doctor and them laughed. And then I was just breaking them on him the whole time I was there. And I said, well, thank you. I'll be here all week. Everybody's always talking about these things called panties. Yeah. We'll explain it to you later, Steph. It's a new world for Steph. She doesn't understand the world of the panties. And actually, when I was talking the last time, we were talking about, making money and ideas for money and how sex sells. And I told you guys about that idea I had about Peggy's panties. And so my husband overheard. He goes, well, we should still look into that. We should do that. And it would sell. Because people are twisted. Twisted people. If it's freaky, there's somebody that's into it. I seen one story once about a guy who was in love with his car. For God's sakes, and he would make love to his car, and I'm thinking, are you kidding me? Man, you need to go seek help. Like, give me a break. Ready to do some errands. Everyone have a good day. You too. Is it getting too spicy for you, Susan? Are we scaring you off? We got to add a little spice once in a while. Oh, you have a good day, sweetie. We'll talk to you later. Oh, Susan, don't forget, we've got a wrestling match tonight. We have to be there. We're going to have to see if we're going to get our asses stomped or if we're going to win. Hopefully we are strong. It kicks some butt. And let's see. Steph says, my gyno and his nurse crack up when he sees me because when he says, scooch down, and he clicks the headlamp on, I start singing, hi ho. Oh, that's good. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm going to do that the next time. That's hilarious. Boy, it's a good thing we're not close to each other, Steph. We would get into so much trouble. That's a riot. Excuse me. I said one time when he came in and I'm waiting for him to walk in with a minor bird or a canary on his shoulder. Jesus. What's the point of the bubbles in the boba drinks? I thought, are those for flavor? I'm not sure, Leanne. Good question. We have a place around here that sells those, and I've never stopped because I don't know what the hell to expect, to be honest. You need to make an uncomfortable situation feel comfortable. Oh yeah, I dread it. I dread it. And I had a doctor that used to tease me all the time. Yeah, he touched me and I jump, and then he goes, "Geez, by the time we're done, you're gonna have to go home and take another shower." And I'm like, "Oh God!" And I'd start laughing. He was a great doctor. I really miss him because he went into another specialty field. So yeah, but he was a great. And I think that was trouble because he was a young guy. So really embarrassing. I think it's for the texture. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like I said, I've never had one. Have any of you guys ever had one of those? I thought maybe it was for like flavor BBs or something, or whatever the hell, bubbles or whatever the hell they are. I'm just what I'm guessing. I don't know. That was seeing when to look that up because I have no clue why they have bubbles. But yeah, it could be for texture. I don't know. Good question. I'm not going to read that one out loud, Roger. Bubble tea. It's a drink, but I don't. And it has the little bubbles in it. Yes, had one. They're supposed to be flavor. Oh, okay, okay. All right. Sage did have one and said she wasn't impressed. Oh, okay. So there you go. It's for flavor. There you go, Leanne. The crew knew it's for flavor. The one that I had didn't have much of that. I was going to get some from Amazon, but clues about the point of it. Yeah, that's like I said, we have a place here that sells it. And I'm thinking, I don't even know what that's about. I don't know. And I didn't know anybody that ever tried it. So I usually ask people first, get their opinion, and then check it out. Cheeky frickers at work just asked if I could go in early. So I said, how early? They went like now. Yeah, I'm gonna do the 4 to 6 not. Oh yikes. When do they expect you to sleep, Pump? Just say, no, man, I gotta go to bed. Excuse me, my favorite is strawberry and kiwi bubbles. Oh. Yes, thanks, crew. Yeah, I knew somebody would know it. Yeah, well, I'll have to. Strawberry and kiwi. Is it all right? My question is it like a soda, or is it like a tea or a lemonade with the flavor bubbles in it? I mean, what do we compare it to? So I have some kind of reference. A bunch of specialty shops pop up with those, but they're basically all gone now. Maybe one or two stragglers are left. Yeah, I think we only have like one place here that does it. And we used to have a couple of yogurt shops, which I love frozen yogurt, and they closed down. Well, no, I think we have one left. The something frog or something it's called, I think, but I haven't been there. Okay, so everyone, what's the weirdest food you have tried? Oh, it's a flavored tea. Okay, cool. All right. And is it a sweet tea, Sherry, or is it? because I got to have sugar in my tea. But now that it's kind of like a tea, all right, cool. I'll have to give it a go. My twinkling fingers are twinkling well today. That's all right. We gotcha. We gotcha. The weirdest food that we've ever tried. Oh, wait a minute. I'm thinking of something completely different then. Ah, okay. So Steph's got confused. These look like little flavored jelly ball bearings. Yeah, yeah, I know those two. I don't know what the hell that is, Steph. It's a sweet tea. Oh, okay, cool. Well, then I'm going to have to. Actually, I forgot where the place is. I'll have to go find it and try it. But yes, I know what you're talking about too, Steph. Yeah, it's a drink that has like the little jelly ball bearing things in it. But there, Sage put out the question: what is the weirdest food that you've ever tried, guys? And let me see, the weirdest food I've ever tried. I have to think about that for a minute. I don't know. Weirdest food I've ever tried. I don't know. That's a good question. Never thought about it. Sage, I don't know if it's considered food per se. Let it out, Steph. Let it out. Yes, they call them pearls here where I am. Ah, that's probably what they are. Yeah. Let's see. They come up with this weird crap. We don't even know what the hell it is. Everybody's like, sure, I'll try it. I don't know. The weirdest food. I'm still trying to think of what would be the weirdest food that I've ever had. Hmm. I don't know. Oh, there was one thing that my girlfriend made. Actually, I have the recipe for it. It was some kind of trifle, and it had some really weird ingredients, and one of them was cottage cheese. And you're thinking to yourself, "Oh, that must have been disgusting," but she made it, and it was fantastic. But I can't remember the hell the name it was. I think that was like the weirdest thing I ever had. If you're gonna ride up my ass, to at least pull my hair. Yeah, exactly. Actually, they have a saying around here too. If you're gonna get off my ass, I'm not in heat or something like that. Yeah, that's. But I can't think of any other weird food that I've can say the weirdest. Ferns, emu, and frog legs. Sounds. You've actually had ferns? I just found out recently that people could eat them. I didn't know that. I've wanted to try emu. Some people say it's really good. I can't bring myself to eat frog legs. I just don't. Just can't do it. As far as I think that, well, you cause a communal brain freeze. Yeah, everybody's trying to think of what the hell the what's the weirdest food they've ever had. I would also have to say, well, as far as some people want to say it was weird. I've had swordfish, which I definitely didn't care for. They taste kind of like asparagus. Oh, okay. I did do deer with my friends and had a chocolate covered crickets years ago. Ah, there you go. The famous chocolate covered bugs. Everybody's favorite. Michael tried to give me those once. I'm like, the hell, I'm not eating that stuff. I don't do bugs. A lot of prep though. Ah, yeah, because actually I seen that on a video that there's people I follow there in Vietnam, and they eat ferns. I'm thinking, wait a minute, you can eat those plants? I wasn't sure. It's amazing what they know. They go through the forest, the woods and stuff there, and they can pick up a whole dinner where we would have no clue. I mean, there's some things I know that I can eat out in the forest, but they go out and fill up a basket, come home, and they got a whole meal. I did do a dare with my friends years ago and ate one chocolate cricket. Yeah, anything to do with bugs. Oh, ugh. I tried snake once and only once. My grandmother ate snake, believe it or not. She said it was okay. I'm like, okay. Of course, during the war time, she also had horse meat. I mean, back then you had no choice; you ate what you found. But she says it was when you cooked it was watery. And I'm thinking, oh, okay. You can eat the ferns only when they first start to come up. When they still curl up. Yeah, that's what that said on there. Yeah, that has to be the young sprouts. And it's good to know. I chewed it really fast and swallowed it. I wouldn't even have chewed it, Steph. I just would have swallowed it and said, okay, it's done. But yeah, I can't do it. Thing is, we weren't allowed to have a drink afterwards. I would never make it on something like Fear Factor. Oh, yeah. Me neither. Mm-mm. Or when the show Survivor first come out and they were making them eat those giant bugs. Oh God, no way. I would have threw up all over. I had rattlesnake. It wasn't bad. Yeah, a lot of people say that it isn't bad. I hear Brits love horse meat. I don't know. Roasted crickets and mealworms. Very crunchy, little flavor. Oh, whoop. You're making me gag. Oh, this is so gross. True. I was waiting for Pop to shoot up and say that. True bits don't, Sage. Uh, are we talking about food again? Hey, food's got to come in at one point or another. That's just a given. I couldn't eat horse meat. I couldn't eat camel. I mean, I look at those animals as like that's your ride. It's like, you don't eat your own ride, man. And horses are so beautiful. How could you do such a thing? I'm good, but not that good. It had legs and stuff, and I was afraid it was gonna get. Oh, Steph. Oh, no, 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 no. Disgusting. Devil capped mushrooms, weirdest thing I ate. Well, at least the side effects were weird. Aha. What were the side effects? See, I've never had anything like that. Dutch Army rations have horse meats in them. It wasn't bad. I was once told that they ate dog, but can't. Yeah, there's a lot of people around the world that eat dogs, cats. guinea pigs. I'm thinking, these are pets. How can they do it? But they don't look at it that way. Actually, a lot of you guys probably know Karen from the Karen Show. There, she's in Australia, and she took a trip to Vietnam, and she's a true blue animal lover. And she was trying to make friends with a lot of the dogs that ran the streets, and the dogs would run away from her because it's. She says they don't act like the dogs do, in Australia or here. Is fear in their faces. I'm thinking, yeah, because they thought they were going to snatch them for dinner, and she was just heartbroken. But that's just a normal thing for them. When you get like the people that are out in the wilds of Africa and in the rainforest areas, and they eat monkeys and baboons and stuff, thinking, oh jeez, but yeah, that's what they eat. Moving on. I know. Yuck, yuck, yuck. The bug thing, just total gag. Gross. Can't do it, guys. Just can't do it. And of course, everybody has their own opinion as far as the animals that we eat. Like I said, my husband, hates it that I eat lamb. Well, tastes good. Sorry. So I'm sure people that enjoy horse meat and whatever think it's wonderful too. Toad in a hole looks like sausages in a savory pancake batter. I've always wanted to try it. I never have. Looks good though. Of course, the thing I don't, the Brits, they eat the beans on toast. I just, sorry. I and I know everybody says that it's lovely and they have it for breakfast. I'm like, yeah, I can't do that. Sorry. It just doesn't seem like it goes together. Thing is, you wouldn't know what it was by taste. Yeah, I wouldn't be able if you didn't tell me and I ate it fine. Because yeah, your mind does play a big part of it. So if somebody were to serve me something like that, just don't tell me what it is. I learned it living in Missouri because all farm fresh stuff, and I just don't tell me what's in it. Just we'll eat it. It was delicious. That's great. I don't want to know because yeah, as soon as I would have found out if it was something that would gross me out, I actually would vomit because the gag reflex would kick in. How's the magazine coming along? I should have an article to you the end of this next week. Actually, it's coming along pretty good. I just put in some dark truth about the Thanksgiving uh, celebration. So it's the what happened during the first days of Thanksgiving. I just put that in yesterday. And then a couple of stories I got from Boo Berry. So, but yeah, I got to start. I'm looking for. I did some coloring pages. I put the coloring pages in. Now I'm looking for. I'll probably today put in some Thanksgiving recipes, and then I start filling in stories one by one as I get them or as I find them and put them in. There's still a lot to go. Put it that way, but it's coming along. It's coming along. I love bangers and mash. Now that is shit. I forgot what that is. It's sausages and what? I forget. Let me know. I like bubble and squeak. I do that. I like that. I've made that. What you don't know won't hurt you. Exactly. Exactly. That's why I said, don't tell me. If you know that there's something in there that I am not going to be okay with, just don't tell me. Interesting. Beans on toast doesn't go together. What? peanut butter and jelly does. I don't eat peanut butter and jelly pop, but I see your point. I have peanut butter once a year, and it's on. Okay, mashed potatoes. That's what I thought. I just didn't want to say that. Bangers and mash. I would eat that. I don't do peanut butter and jelly. I never was a really big fan of it. My husband eats it all the time. Peanut butter I have once a year, and I just take a spoon, get a scoop. And it's not that I don't like peanut butter. I'm just not I'm not crazy fan of it. So I'll have that little taste of peanut butter, and that once a year, if I'm lucky, once a year. Sausage and mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes are good too. So that's a win. Everybody loves bangers and mash. All right. I want to make a t-shirt for my lady and me. Mine will say drink till you want me. Hers will say I can't drink that much. Oh, oh, that's funny. I love watching. I see videos online too that I watch where they bring American food. I forget the two guys that do this because they go around. They're from Britain and they go around and they try all kinds of American food, and their reaction is just classic. But uh, they bring stuff to schools in the UK and have the kids try American stuff, and some of it's a win, and then some of it's like, oh god, you know. So it's great to see their reactions. But I think it's awesome, really terrible because they bring them this stuff, and if they really love it, then they can't get it again because they don't have it out there. So it's kind of like a tease. It's terrible. Mashed potatoes, potato abuse. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of potatoes either. I rather have rice, but I'll eat it. I usually have. I like either fried potatoes or roasted potatoes over mash. Like to go try to sleep for a couple hours. But I wish. Good luck, Sir Pomp. Good luck. Get some rest before they force you back into the bowels of working hell. Shut everything off, relax, go to sleep. So now we finally made all the rounds. Actually, guys, you want me to read the story for today before everybody has to take off and get their day started? Oh, we can still talk about more food. Today I'm making baked macaroni and cheese. That's what's on the menu for today. I love the taters we grow in the garden. They are nothing like what you get in the store. Oh, they taste so much better. I know, Sage. You are so right. We normally would buy a 50-pound bag of reds from a local farmer. We didn't this year or last because I don't think he planted reds. I prefer the reds over anything else. And then I would split the cost with my father, and then we'd split the bag up, and it would last us a long time. My father could eat potatoes every day of the week. He doesn't care. He just likes to boil them and eat them with a little salt and butter on them. My father is a potato freak. And my husband really enjoys potatoes too. I mean, they're okay. It's not that I don't like them. It's just I prefer rice. I got 270 pounds this year. Oh, that's fantastic. Now, do you keep them all, Sage? Do you keep them in a root cellar, or do you guys sell them? That's a lot of taters. It's so great to be able to grow all your own stuff. I wish I had the room. I don't. I like potatoes in the air fryer. Yeah, they're good in the air fryer. Mashed with cream and butter. Oh yeah. I like to put sour cream on and chives on it, which is fattening as hell. But I mean, I don't eat it that often, so it's okay. But in the air fryer, yes, very good. I don't own one. My son and his girl have one, and when they were staying with us, I used it when they were here. Chicken wings are good in the air fryer too. Makes them nice and crispy. We keep them in the pantry, and what's left we use to seed our next year. There you go. Wow, that's fantastic. Yeah, if I had that kind of supply, I would make storage bins in our basement to store potatoes and stuff like that. But we never have that much on hand, so there really is no need. I just got an air fryer. I'll have to try it. Oh yeah, they come in handy for really a lot of good things. Like one time we ordered chicken wings, and they didn't make them crispy the way we like them. So what we did was we threw them in the air fryer, and they just crisped right up. They were perfect. So the air fryer does have it has its good points. This is fun, but I have to jump channels now. Thanks. Jump channels? How dare you? That's okay, Roger. Do what you got to do. Glad you could join us. I'm going to read the story here in a quick second. My mom has a garden. I ate all the rhubarb before she got it. We used to have rhubarb, but I got rid of it because we had a dog. And you can't have the dog eat the leaves because it's poisonous. But I used to like to give the rhubarb to the kids without sugar on it. The looks on their faces was classic. But I had my one girlfriend had a daughter, loved it just by itself, plain. I said, "Yeah, you got a weirdo." She likes rhubarb with no sugar, and she grew up to be a vegetarian. But I love having the, garden tomatoes and cucumbers. They're the best. I won't buy tomatoes in the store because it tastes like shit. There is no taste. So if I do get tomatoes, then I get I get the cherry tomatoes. And we bought some the other day. Oh, they were like candy. I can't stay out of them. It's terrible. And I noticed our numbers have dropped right down. Holy crap, everybody's taken off. So somebody must have went live. I'm losing my people. Is it was Mr. Gray? Oh, see how that goes? That's just wrong. Rhubarb is only good with strawberries and pie. Oh, my first experience with rhubarb strawberry pie was last year. It is awesome. It is really good. I like to dice up a few stalks in the microwave, put them with a tiny bit of water and some sugar. Rhubarb pie without the crust. Ooh, good idea. Yeah, I haven't had rhubarb in a while. Except for in the pie there last year. That was, yeah. But by itself, yeah, it's been a while. Mr. Gray. See that? I got dumped for the gray. I'm so crushed. Oh man. You must be playing bingo. Roma tomatoes, more meat. Yep. I like all tomatoes. But right out of the garden, you just wipe them off and start eating. That's the best. Same thing with cucumbers, the best. Okay, let me read the story, and so everybody else can run over to see Mr. Gray. This one's a short one, and it's a good one. It's pretty cool. It's called The House That Appeared Overnight. In the town of Harrow's End, nestled between whispering pines and a fog-choked valley, no one spoke of the empty lot on Sable Street. It wasn't marked on any map, and the townfolk avoided it incessantly. Oh, sorry. Bleh. I need to learn how to read, guys. Avoided it instinctively, their eyes sliding past the overgrown patch of earth as if it were blind spot in their vision. For decades, it had sat there, unremarkable, unattended, unclaimed, until the morning of October 17th, when everything changed. Clara Henshaw woke to the sound of creaking wood. Though her small cottage was made of brick, she rubbed the sleep from her eyes, peering out her bedroom window into the gray dawn. Across the street, where the empty lot had been, stood a house. It wasn't a modest home like the others in Harrow's End, with their peeling paint and sagging porches. This was a towering Gothic monstrosity. 3 stories, blackened timber, and jagged gables. Its windows looked hollowed, like hollowed eyes staring into the mist. It hadn't been there for the night before. Carla was certain of that. She stepped outside, her breath fogging the crisp air. She saw her neighbor, Old Man Pritchard, standing on his porch, gripping his cane. You see it too? She called, her voice trembling. Pritchard nodded, his face pale. Wasn't there last night. Heard the wind howling, something fierce, around midnight. But I didn't look. Shouldn't have been anything to see. By noon, a small crowd had gathered, murmuring, pointing, but no one dared approach. The house seemed to pulse with a quiet menace, its shadow stretching too far across the street for the weak autumn sun. The front door, painted in deep crimson, hung slightly ajar, revealing nothing but darkness within. No one would say who built it or how. The town's records showed no permits, no ownership. It was as if the earth itself had spat it up in the night. That evening, Carla watched from her window as Tommy Decker, a brash 20-something, with more courage than sense, decided to investigate. Ain't no ghost house gonna scare me, he boasted to the onlookers, striding up to the cracked stone path with his flashlight in hand. The crowd held its breath as he pushed the crimson door wider and stepped inside. The door swung shut behind him with a soft, deliberate click. Minutes passed, then hours. Tommy didn't come out. The next morning, the house looked unchanged, silent, brooding, but something felt different. Clara noticed it first. The air smelled faintly of rust and deep earth, and the windows seemed darker, as if the glass had thickened overnight. By midday, whispers spread that Tommy's truck was still parked down the street, keys in the ignition, untouched. His mother sobbed on the sidewalk, begging the sheriff, do something. But the sheriff, Grayson, only shook his head. No evidence of a crime, he muttered, though his hands trembled as he lit a cigarette. At night, Clara couldn't sleep. The creaking returned, louder, rhythmic, like footsteps pacing an unseen floor. She pressed her ear to the wall facing the house and heard something else, a low guttural hum, rising and falling like a chant. It wasn't human. It couldn't be. She stumbled back, heart pounding, and swore she saw a shadow move across her ceiling. A shadow with too many limbs. By the third day, the town was unraveling, people reporting nightmares of endless corridors, eyeless faces peering from behind cracked mirrors. Mrs. Latham, who lived 2 houses down, claimed she'd seen Tommy's silhouette in one of the house's upper windows, swinging as if dangling from a rope. But when the sheriff's deputy finally worked up the nerve to knock on the crimson door, it didn't budge. The house was locked tight and no sound come from within. Then the disappearances started. First, it was Mrs. Latham's cat, gone without a trace, though its collar was found on the house's porch, stained with something dark and sticky. Then Mr. Pritchard vanished. His cane was left leaning against his front door, but his house was empty, the coffee he had been brewing still warm on the stove. Each time someone went missing, the house seemed to grow. Not in size exactly, but in presence. Its shadow crept further. Its windows gleamed blacker. The air around it thickened with a rusty earthen stench. Clara knew she should leave Harrow's End, pack her bags, and flee like some others had. But she couldn't. The house had rooted her there. Its gaze pinned her like a moth to a board. She started seeing things, flashes of movement in her peripheral vision, glimpses of pale hands pressing against her windows from the outside. One night she woke to find muddy footprints leading from her front door to the edge of her bed. They weren't hers. On the seventh day, Clara decided she had to know. Armed with a kitchen knife and a flashlight, she crossed the street at midnight, the fog curling around her ankles like cold fingers. The crimson door loomed before her, now streaked with something that looked like dried blood. She pushed it open, and a wave of damp air hit her, smelling like rot, something sweeter, like overripe fruit. Inside the house was impossibly vast. The foyer stretched into a cavernous hall, its walls lined with portraits of people she didn't recognize, their eyes scratched out. The floorboards groaned under her weight, and the hum she heard before filled the air, vibrating in her bones. She found Tommy in the basement, or what was left of him. His body hung from the rafter, swaying gently, his face frozen in a scream. But his eyes were gone, replaced by black, glistening holes that seemed to stare at her. Around him were others: Pritchard, Mrs. Latham, even the cat. Suspended in grotesque tableaus, their bodies woven into the walls with tendrils of something sticky and alive. The hum grew louder, and Clara realized it was coming from the house itself, a living thing that fed on those it lured inside. She turned to run, but the door was gone. The hall twisted behind her, stretching into an endless maze of corridors and staircases that led nowhere. Faces appeared in the walls, Tommy's, Pritchard's, whispering her name, begging her to join them. The air grew heavy, pressing her down, and she felt the house's hunger, its ancient, insatiable need. Clara's flashlight flickered out, and in the darkness she heard the creaking again, closer now, deliberate. Something brushed her arm, cold and wet, and the last thing she saw was a pair of eyeless sockets looming out of the shadows, smiling. The next morning, the house was gone. The lot on Sable Street stood empty once more, the grass undisturbed as if nothing had ever been there. Harrow's End carried on, quieter now, its people refusing to speak of the 7 days when the house appeared. But sometimes, late at night, those who remained swore they heard creaking in the distance and caught the faint, rusty scent of something waiting to return. There you go, guys. Spooky dooky. That was a good one. It's one hell of a way to either end your day or start your day, whatever you guys are up to. You're the Addams family. And I'm glad that you guys hung out with me, even though Mr. Gray went live. I always know when the bigger guys go live that people jump ship. It's just the way it goes here. I didn't fall asleep. Oh, good, good. Now don't be too afraid if you have to go to sleep. Awesome one. Yeah, that was a cool story. I've noticed though that the site that I find these stories, everybody's name is Clara, or a lot of similarities. So apparently it must be the same person writing these stories. Yeah, carnivorous. Scary, scary, scary. At least I'm getting all of the words. I've got a problem, guys. I don't know if you do. When I read something, my mind automatically skips words. So I'll leave words out, even though that I see them and I go on to the next one. I haven't done that yet in one of these stories. Good morning, Mr. Raven. How are you? Glad you could come and hang out with us. I hope you caught the story. That was a really great story. Excellent story. Now I'm off to bed. Oh no. Oh no. Sleep well, Leanne. Had to put that in there. Yes, everybody, guys, thanks for hanging out. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoyed the story. Hopefully, you have pleasant dreams or unpleasant dreams. See, 'tis the season. And Raven, are you still up, or did you not go to sleep yet, or did you take a nap? I don't know. We never know with Raven. No, I just got on the PC. Oh, okay. That was a good story. Oh, I'm glad you're like, yeah, that was a good story. I liked it. I'm glad you guys all liked it. A great evil laugh. Yeah, I have one or two in my back pocket, Leanne. uh, it helps set the mood. But yeah, everybody have a great day. Thanks for hanging out. You guys are the best brew crew ever. I love it. So go about your daily chores or relaxation. Go hang out with Mr. Gray because apparently he went live. I do think he does the bingo bollocks on Sundays. I'm not sure. I forget. I try to pop in when I can. Don't forget, guys, later, wrestling. I think it's my first match. Mine and Susan's first match tonight on wrestling. So that's going to be fun. Let's see if we get our asses stomped. I don't know. Maybe we'll be victorious. We'll have to wait and see. Please remember to hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Share it out. Spread the word. Let's get the Brew Crew to grow. If we can, check out the merch shop if you get a chance. I would appreciate that as well. And everybody have a great week. I'll be on Wednesday. And I do believe this Wednesday is an open mic night uh, for me. Let me double check. So I'm not a big fat liar. Yes, this Wednesday is an open night mic. The person I had scheduled had to cancel because of work scheduling. So it's going to be try to do a spooky, maybe open mic night. Talk about something spooky, places spooky. Who knows? So, thanks. Good look at the ring. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I'm excited. It's fun. So, yeah, all the bells and whistles, guys. Until later, I'll see you all soon. And hopefully, you guys all hang out with me on Wednesday as well. You guys have a great day. And again, I appreciate you all. Thanks for hanging out.